Hi! I was gonna say happy Monday. How about I say Monday? I don't know, y'all. It was a rough one. So, and partially, um, recovered from my weekend. So I wanted to chat about something quickly. Quickly. Do I do anything quickly? No. All right. So here's the deal. We were reading a book today in first grade, and I was trying to think of the title of it. I don't know. But it was about a bird who broke his wing and he falls to the ground, and nobody sees him except for this little boy, who then finds him and picks him up and brings him to his mom. And his mom's like, oh, but then she takes him home. And then dad was like, oh, but then he helps him out. And they're like trying to help this bird out. And the whole point is like they're trying to do what they can for this bird. But they notice him and they're trying to save him. And, that was a whole another set of questions. And I made, in first grade we say, a text to self connection. Because one of my little ones said, this reminds me of something my mom says, and it's leave no kids behind. I guess her mom says that when they go out, like, leave no kids behind. I was like, that's a good motto. And then my other little one, whose dad is in the military, said, yeah, that's like my dad in the Army. He says that because in the Army they say no soldier left behind. And I said, that's true. That is the motto of the Army. And then another child said, isn't that dangerous? Because I think I had said, because they didn't know. And I was like, well, if someone in your group is injured or hurt or taken, like, nobody leaves without everybody. It's everybody or nobody. They say, and no soldier gets left behind. Like, even if they're hurt or they're injured, they throw them up on their shoulder, carry them out, do what they gotta do. And another child had said, isn't that dangerous? And I was like, yeah, it is. And I said, but when you join the Army, you're making an oath to those people you are with. And especially like when you're like getting deployed to a different country and you have this group of people and that's your people. And you're in life and death situations there, and you have to be able to trust in and depend on your people and know that you're never going to be left behind and you won't leave them behind. So as I was thinking on this, it brought me back to thinking about my weekend. So let me tell you just a little snippet here. So back at the beginning of the school year, my church introduced, and not introduced because we were the second group, but they were doing a class, and it was called the multipliers class. And you know me, I'm a teacher, but I love to take classes as well. I was like, classes, books, lectures, notes, oh my goodness, sign me up. The only thing that I had maybe pause about was that it was a leadership class, and I was like, sorry, I turned my car off. I was like, leadership, that I'm not sure about. The other thing that gave me pause was, even though I've been accused of being loud in a couple different places now by a couple different groups that aren't connected, I've heard I'm loud. I didn't ever think of me as loud, but I guess I am. But what's kind of funny about that is, I guess I'm loud, but deep down, not that deep actually, I'm quite introverted and awkward. I know some of you are like, really? Yeah, I am. It's hard for me to make friends. It's hard for me to be social. It's hard for me to not be awkward, say the right things, do the right things. You got what I'm saying. So I was like, so joining a class with people I know, people I'm quote friends with, and I can do this. So class begins, class goes. Very quickly, you learn that the class is not only on leadership, but building a circle, a platoon, a group, if you will. So this past weekend, one of the, I don't know what word it is, one of the things you have to do for the class is go on a retreat. As I don't know if the pastor ever called it a small retreat. It might be small in the fact that it's short, but it ain't no small retreat. That's for sure. So we left on Wednesday. No, we left on Friday. Prior to that, one of our girls had the great idea that we would take a 12-passenger van down together, because it's a 3-hour drive, and we would head down together, because I forgot to mention. So this class, we're all women. It just so happened to be that way. 7 of us were going, and we took this van 3 hours away to this retreat, and then it was like whirlwind. It's like 3 hours down. We did stop at Olive Garden on the way down, and then we came back. We had dinner, and then we had our first session. And then I bowed out. I was no fun. I've been struggling with a cold for a month, and I took some PM meds and went to sleep because I felt miserable. Next morning, to be continued, we had our couple more sessions, and then wrapping it all up, it just seemed like a whirlwind because we learned so much, and it was so emotionally draining. So emotionally draining in general. But we learned a lot. And you know what the most important thing we learned was? I mean, leadership, yeah. We learned about trust and pain in leadership and taking care of your soul. But you know what we learned the most? Is how much we need. I'm going to cry. How much we need each other. So we were a group of 7 women in different places in life. About 20 years from the youngest to the oldest. Different childcare things, different jobs, different marital things, just different whatever. And yet the 7 of us came together, and we just found each other. We found our tribe. We found our group. We found our people. We found our platoon, if you will. No one left behind. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but the Christian life can be a rough one. You get left out of things. You get told you're a fanatic. You get told you're a little much. You get told you're pushing this Jesus thing a little hard. You get told to chill out. You get the sideway glance whenever you mentioned anything too Jesus-y. And then when you're me and you really push it, because that's what I do, you really get weird looks. For example, here we go. We're in a war. The Bible tells us that, number one, this earth is not our home. Once you become a child of God, and by the way, controversy, everyone isn't headed to the same destination. Not everyone is a child of God if you haven't given your life to Christ. Anyways, I know. But it's the truth. So I'm going to tell you. Excuse me. See? The cough. And when you become a child of God, you see things totally different, and you see the black and whites, and you see the yes and the no's, and you see so much. And you are in a war, and God says, all you have to do is stand, and I will fight for you. It also tells us that this world is not our home. This world is led by the prince of the air, who's Satan, by the way. And we are to live as ambassadors here. We are to live as visitors, just on our way through. I don't belong here. I belong in heaven. That's my kingdom. Jesus is my king. So while I live here and work here and all that jazz, I don't belong here. I belong in the kingdom with King Jesus. And someday I will be home. My home. Right now I'm an ambassador. Bring the word of Jesus. Anyone who wants to listen. I serve however I can serve. I'm trying to bring as many people as I can with me. But when it comes down to it, one day I will lay this earthly shell down and I will be home. I will be in my kingdom. I will be serving under my King, King Jesus, for all of eternity. And until that day, there are forces of darkness in this world that don't like me. They don't like me even a little bit. And that's okay. That's okay. But the battle can get tiresome. And the battle can drive you to your knees. And the battle can be lonely. Because it's a battle. But when you're battling and you have somebody to your left and to your right who are battling for the same cause and under the same banner and under the same reasons, it's so life-changing. So I have these beautiful women, me plus 6, plus our amazing pastors, Pastor Thomas and Cece, who, guys, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have made it through this year without them. Most genuine, loving, giving of themselves people, day, night, whatever. They just want to be Jesus. They just want to give Jesus to you. Anything you go to them with, and they're just amazing. But us all gathered together, we were worshiping together and praying together, and I was just like, yeah, this is my people. These are my people. I'd go to war for these ladies. And it's not just, it is them, for sure. And then there's other people in my church who aren't part of Multipliers, but who are part of my group in my church. And again, are part of my tribe, and who I love so much. And I found a place where people don't think I'm weird. They might think I'm a lot, and I'm loud, and I'm a lot, but they won't think I'm too much because they think I'm perfect the way I am. And they spoke words of life into me. They told me how I bring joy. They told me about my sweet spirit. They told me about my dedication to the Lord and how much it means to them. These wonderful women just spoke life into me. And from someone who has been drugged through the depths of the darkness, to find people who can lift you up and speak words of life into you and into your soul. Those are the kind of people you don't let go of. And you hold them tight. And when the retreat was over, we sent each other pictures, and we were like, oh, we miss each other so much. And I was like, this is probably what commune cults, minus the whole cult thing. But you just want to be with them because they get you. But God calls us to go out amongst the unsaved and bring them too. So I guess we can't build our own little whatever. We got to go out and grab some more people and snatch them some more from the fire. But I do have so much I want to share I learned so much. I bawled my stinking eyes out. I just poured my soul out, and I got some good stuff that I want to share with you. But most of all, y'all, this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. at Kinport Assembly of God in Cherry Tree, Pennsylvania, we have service. It's Palm Sunday. I'll be talking about that later in the week. But right after church, I'm not sure what's going on. I do know we're having an egg hunt. I do know we're going to have food. That's where I am right now. I'm at my church. And I'm about to go in and help my girl Bethany, pack some eggs full of candy and stuff because she threw up the bat signal. And girl, I got you. Like, I'll pack some eggs. Because for the children, that's what we do. Take care of each other. Love each other. But this is a perfect time. Church, food, egg hunt, Jesus, me, my girls. I know that you can be a Christian without being part of a church. I said that. You can. You can have a belief, a spirituality, whatever you want to call it. But when you find your people, when you find your tribe, we ain't leaving anybody behind. That's something. When you find your kingdom people who understand it and get it, and they're not calling you a fanatic or saying you're too much Jesus, or when they're like, yeah, you bring joy and you bring truth and we love you for who you are. You're like, oh, look at that. People like me. And you don't have to shrink yourself or be less. So, I get it. It's hard. It's hard to go into a place where you don't know a whole lot of people, if anybody. And it's hard to start something new. And it's hard to meet new people. But listen, if you're listening to this and you're watching this, then you know me. And I'm going to sit with you. I'll sit with you. I'll praise and worship with you. Come join our people. We're good people. We're fun people too. Gosh, we laughed so much in that van to and from. We cried. Not because of the other crying that we were doing emotionally, but we were like laughing, like it was hilarious. What happens in the van stays in the van though, so I can't tell you like what we were talking about, but it was fun. A good time. All right. I love you. I hope you all have a good rest of your Monday. And I hope to see you soon with a message that I have on my heart. But until then, this Sunday, 10:30, if you need a ride, I'll give you a ride. I love you so much. And I want you to be with me forever. I want us to celebrate eternally together. So, love ya. Have a great day. Time to go stuff some eggs. Love ya.